Hi, let's understand Solar Thermal Training System. Solar Thermal Training System is a small model of real-time flat plate collector-based water heating system, and it can be used for characterization and different heat transfer analysis. Different aspects like efficiency, overall heat loss coefficient, heat removal factor, and their corresponding calculations can be demonstrated with the help of this system. Special feature of this system is to perform experiments with different solar radiation, wind speed, different fluid temperatures and different flow speeds. This system can be divided into three parts: water heating system, measurement unit and artificial light unit. Water heating system consists of flat plate collector with temperature and flow sensors to measure temperature and flow rate. One hot water tank and two auxiliary tanks are also present there. Measurement unit consists of measurement panel displaying different parameters, and artificial light unit, or we can also say heat generating unit, is a halogen lamp panel to uniformly illuminate the flat plate collector inside a lab. Artificial light facilitates a user to do his or her work without depending on climatic changes in the environment. Some of the product highlights of the system: it has a modular and scalable design which allows user to move the system in and out of lab easily and conduct experiment with artificial light as well as actual sunlight. Using the system, a user will be able to study and understand working and operation of a flat plate collector water heating system and its two modes of operation. In this video, we are going to talk about how a flat plate collector system works in real life, what are the components involved, factors affecting performance of the system, and what experiments one can perform using the system. This is the artificial light source which illuminates the flat plate collector uniformly. Its intensity can be increased or decreased as per the requirement. This is how the system looks without artificial light source. This is a 50-liter flat plate collector. In short, it is also called FPC. Inside this collector, there are 6 copper tubes which are also called risers. These are called risers because when water gets heated inside in the tube, the water rises up due to difference in water density. To absorb maximum light, these copper tubes use black nickel fins, which increases its surface area and can trap more heat. To avoid penetration of light, a silver foil is used in the sides. Water will flow into the collector through this inlet, and when it gets heated, it will rise up towards the outlet of the collector. This is the outlet of the collector. To simulate the effect of wind and to check how wind will affect flat plate collector's performance, we have used a fan similar to the size of collector. The speed of this fan can be varied, and wind speed can be measured by a handheld anemometer. User can also change the tilt of this flat plate collector to see the effect of tilt angle of flat plate collector with respect to the sun. The FPC is most effective when sunlight hits collector at 90 degrees. By using this tilting mechanism, a user can change the tilt angle of the collector, and that angle is measured by this protractor with magnetic base. Now coming to the tanks, this is cold water tank and this is cold water tank 2, and this is the hot water tank. This hot water tank is where heated water gets collected. It is a SS tank with PUF insulation. These cold water tanks are auxiliary tanks made of FRP, and the capacity of these auxiliary tanks is 80 liters each, and the capacity of this hot water tank is 50 liters. There is a pump used for circulation of water. It's a 0.12 HP pump. Using that pump, we can circulate water from cold water tank 1 to cold water tank 2. And then from cold water tank 2, we can fill up the hot water tank. And once the hot water tank is fully filled, a user can start experiment by circulating water into the collector. It will take 4 to 5 hours to complete one set of experiment. This is the measurement panel. User can note down all the readings from the measurement panel to conduct the experiments. There are 4 temperature meters. First one is collector's inlet water temperature, which displays the temperature of water going inside the flat plate collector. The second one is collector's outlet water temperature, which displays the temperature of water going out from the collector. Third one is plate temperature. It displays plate temperature of flat plate collector. And the fourth one is hot water temperature. We also have a flow meter, which displays the flow rate of the fluid inside the collector. We can regulate the flow using pump regulator, and we can regulate the wind speed using this fan regulator. Now let's start with the demonstration. Firstly, we have to fill this cold water tank 1 from here. Once the water is filled inside this tank, we have to transfer the cold water from cold water tank 1 to cold water tank 2. For doing this, we have to open this valve and the water will come up at the inlet of pump. Switch on the pump, and through this pump, the water will go up. And then again we have to open this valve to fill up the cold water tank 2. Once the water is filled inside the tank, switch off the pump. Now the next step is to transfer the water from cold water tank 2 to hot water tank. To do that, open this valve and keep this valve as it is. When the water is fully filled in this hot water tank, it will start overflowing from this through this transparent pipe, and it will start going back to the cold water tank 1. Close the valve after water gets draining from the transparent pipe. Now we can do experiments in 2 modes. First one is thermosiphonic mode and second one is forced mode. Let's start with thermosiphonic mode or natural mode. In this mode, we will not use the pump. We just have to open this valve and water will start flowing towards the inlet of the collector. Once the collector is filled with water, when this is placed under artificial sunlight, water will start heating up and hot water will rise due to density difference, and it will start going back to hot water tank. In thermosiphonic mode, flow rate is very less, hence sometimes not captured by flow meter. To measure flow rate, open the tap of the hot water tank and measure the volume of water using a beaker, and note down the time of water going to the beaker using stopwatch. Flow rate will be volume divided by the time. The second mode of working is force mode. In this mode, we have to take pump to circulate water. To work in force mode, after tank is filled, we have to open this valve. Now we have to switch on the pump, and the pump will circulate water towards collector inlet. Open this valve and water will start flowing towards the collector inlet. If you want to run this system with high flow rate, close this valve And if you want to run the system with low flow rate, adjust this valve accordingly. In the force mode, you can measure the LPM using LPM display mounted on measurement unit, and you can verify this reading by using the conventional method of beaker and stopwatch as we displayed earlier. To measure the irradiation, we can use this handheld irradiation meter. We can place the sensor in front of the light and can measure the radiation in watt per meter square. To measure wind speed, we can use a handheld anemometer. We can place the sensor in front of the fan and it will measure the wind speed in meter per second. To change the flow rate of the system, we can use pump regulator or we can change it through the valve as we have demonstrated earlier.